All right, let's watch this one. I want to watch this one.
Turn around, let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground. Get on the ground now.
I remember this one.
Imagine being a trained federal agent.
I remember this one. This one is the GOAT, dude. It's so sick. Dude, I love watching pig on pig violence. It's the best, dude. Oh my God. I love this. Is so in my fucking wheelhouse.
You need
Holy
to find
shit.
yourself.
22 million views in 1 month, dog. No, YouTube definitely is a fan. I don't think this guy's a real fed, by the way. Yeah, I watched a lot of these when they were just news. Exactly. Like when they weren't in a compy, but when they were just straight up news. Yeah, he wasn't like a full-blown agent. I forget what his... He definitely wasn't like a full-blown agent, I'm pretty sure.
Is this rather hilarious but sad video of two cops in Rochester, Minnesota, approaching a South Sudanese man claiming he looked like a suspect they have been searching for.
Am I? Yeah, you're wrong. You're assuming I'm someone that I'm not. Get out of my face, man.
He cooks them, though.
Yes, you guys are. Hey, you're harassing me. Yes, you are. No. He's harassing me. Why are you harassing me? You're assuming I'm someone I'm not. Am I being detained? Yeah, you are. For what? You think? I don't have a warrant. You're very wrong.
Our two wise cops here think that the guy is a suspect because he just happens to look like someone who committed a crime. A hunch, you could say. Not to mention the fact that the guy seemed pretty confident that the cops had him wrong and went even a step further, accusing the overzealous cops of racially profiling him.
That's so funny because he's like, the cop very openly is like, no, you're black. I think you have a warrant. Okay, dude.
Don't these guys know anything about the law? Remember, the law requires cops to have reasonable suspicion that someone has committed a crime.
Excuse me, it's called being black? That's reasonable suspicion, I'm pretty sure.
Oh look, what do we have here? Must be based on more than a hunch.
Excuse me, it's more than a hunch. He's black. You can see his skin color on the video. There is no suspicion that he is black. We know it. The fuck do you mean?
I'm not the wrong guy. You guys are fucking stupid. That's not you. You guys are racial profile thinking I'm somebody. Take some cuffs off. You guys really had nothing else to go to college for but be a cop and harass me?
This officer finally decided to follow up on the guy's request to check his ID.
Watch how funny this is.
Little does he know, he's in for a shock.
Oh, what does that say? What does that say? Oh!
Wrong guy!
Oh!
Wrong guy!
Turns out, the person in cuffs is not just any suspect. No, it's an FBI agent. Right here in the middle of a local law enforcement activity, and these cops are in big trouble. You can only imagine the cop's expression, utter shock. It's not every day you arrest someone, and they flash an FBI badge in your face.
No, get the off me, dude! Get off me, dude!
Bro, you up.
I need our cars. I need your supervisor over here. Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor.
Correction. The verdict of this case of this check has been updated to remove the term wrongfully. The man in the video was briefly detained by the police in a case of mistaken identity. A video going viral on social media. The video dates from 2019. The man in the video is not an FBI agent. Examples of social media posts can be seen here. Post video features a black man wearing a red t-shirt getting handcuffed by white police officers. Various posts on social media concluded the man was secretly an FBI agent. However, Rochester Police Department confirmed to Reuters via email that contrary to social media rumors, the individual was not a FBI agent. During the brief detention, identification was located showing that he was not the individual officers knew had a warrant. The individual was immediately released. By the way, that's the funniest part. They're like, yeah, he was not an FBI agent. Okay. You still fucking falsely detained him and arrested him. That doesn't change the dynamic of the story at all, dumbass. Just for the record, I hope people understand, like, I'm just clarifying that he was, I remember reading about how he was not an agent. I never said that it is, like, appropriate for them to detain him. Confirmed in Instagram comment that the claim the man was an undercover FBI agent was a rumor that started on Twitter. I think he was still, I don't think he was FBI. I think he had, like, some kind of law enforcement background, though. I don't think he's FBI.
The same cannot be said for ATF agent Burke, who was subjected to such mistreatment by the police that he found it necessary to file a lawsuit against them.
Yeah, this one is a famous case.
On July 7th, 2020, Agent James...
This one was awesome when it happened. This one was so fire. I covered this as a news story when it first happened.
Burke, a 16-year veteran of the ATF, was dispatched to a home on the 3300 block of Edgebrook Drive near Dublin, Ohio, to confiscate a shotgun from a resident who was not permitted to have a firearm. But instead of letting him in, they closed the door in his face and called 911, reading Burke's badge number to the dispatcher.
Hey, turn around, let me see your hands. Turn around, let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground! Get on the ground now!
What are you?
Get on the ground now!
What's your deal?
Federal agent.
Sensing extreme aggression from the officer, Burke outright refuses to follow his orders to drop to the ground.
Really fucked up, man. See, you can't see. Here's what you can't do: inconvenience me on this holy day. Okay, bro went in with his fucking service weapon unholstered, ready to go. It took him literally 2 seconds to pull out the gap. 2 seconds, bro. It's just like, you're so psychotic.
We got a call that someone's impersonating a police officer out here and doesn't have ID.
No kidding, because she doesn't want to open it.
Okay, get on the ground so I can find out who you are.
It ain't happening.
Okay, fine. Fine. Do you find I think I'm a police officer or something? What the heck's the matter with you? Who do you think you are? Get on the ground.
I got my ID.
Do not reach for your waist.
Down to the voice break is so good. Who do you think you are? Fine, I'll shoot you.
Once the second officer arrived, the situation took a turn for the worse for Burke.
Sir, don't argue. Face.
Dude, God, these fucking incompetent losers, man. It is so crazy.
Face down now.
Running out of corners, he had no choice but to comply with the officer's demands. The officers kept their firearms drawn at Burke for over 90 seconds before they very aggressively placed him under arrest.
Do not resist.
I'm not resisting.
You're acting like a...
No,
He's literally laughing.
wait a second. Wait a second. No, don't do this. Wait a second. I got a medical condition. Get my license out of my pocket. Please, wait. No. Hold on. I'm hyperventilating. I'm not. Stop resisting. Would you please get my ID out?
Woke libtards infiltrated the federal agencies. They got asthma.
During the forceful arrest, they repeatedly used a taser on him despite him being face down on the ground and not putting up any resistance.
Get your taser out, Jill. No, don't do that, please.
Don't make me tase
You're
you.
gonna get tased. Ow, don't do that. Okay.
Burke continued to tell the officers that he was a legit ATF agent out on a case and his ID was in his pocket. Regardless of the confirmation, the officer continued with the arrest and put him in the back of the patrol vehicle.
Why would you make us do this?
I didn't want you to. I wanted that. Wait.
No.
And this is against white people? Bro, this is not just any white person. This is an ATF officer. This is federal law enforcement. If they do this to an ATF guy, what do you think they will do to you?
Sir, hey, guys, please, just talk to me for 1 second, please.
Get in the car.
No,
We'll
wait.
talk later.
Sir, wait.
The reason why he's so understanding of the fucking hog pieces of shit here is because he's a hog himself. It's like, guys, please, listen, I'm one of you, okay? I know what it takes to fucking beat the shit, brutalize a suspect, okay? I get it.
Get in the car.
Wait.
Now.
Have a seat. Please, wait. I gotta breathe.
Okay,
Please, sir, let me breathe.
sit down and breathe.
Let me breathe.
I have a medical condition.
We're going to get air to you. Get your legs in.
I need air.
Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an ambulance. Okay.
You're an idiot. For crying out loud, you're a cop. You're not an ass. No,
the heck's the
wait,
matter
I
with you?
can't. You're fucking my head up. The seatbelt's in place. Please.
Why would you act like this?
I didn't act anyway.
I love that at this point, he's like also saying he might be a cop. It's so funny. He's like, look what you made me do, you cop piece of shit. So sick.
You are a real police officer. You ought to be ashamed of
I
yourself.
was trying to.
What the fuck, dude? Look what you made me do.
After about an hour, Burke was released without any charges. Later, Burke decided to file a civil lawsuit against the Columbus Police Department and the 2 officers involved in the incident, accusing them of use of excessive force and unlawful arrest. Our thoughts on the matter? Well, as evident from the footage without a shadow of a doubt, the officer's behavior is anything but constitutional in this case and screams of aggression. But to give them a little benefit of the doubt, honestly, both parties involved are guilty to some extent.
What? Yo, YouTube propaganda guys literally will be like, I know this police officer directly shot you in the face 8 times after you showed your badge, but have you perhaps thought about not having your head in the direction of the bullets? Like, what are we doing, man? The fuck do you mean? Like, I hate to do this, but and defend the ATF agent here, but like, he absolutely didn't do anything wrong. Like, they tased him on the ground after he said he has a medical condition when his fucking fat ass knee was on his chest, dog. The fuck do you mean?
And Burke could have easily handled the entire altercation much more maturely by just agreeing to just surrender peacefully in the first place.
That's crazy.
For sure,
That's crazy. Dude, Americans are such fucking cucks. Oh my God. There's nothing funnier to me than Americans who are like, yeah, that's right. You ply my fucking guns out of my cold dead hands and shit, while also simultaneously being the guys who are like, why didn't he just personally suck pavement? Why didn't he curb stomp himself when the cops came over? This is such fucking peasant mindset, dude. I swear to God. Americans love fancying themselves to be revolutionary figures that literally buckle at the first sight of like a fraction of authority. Like, how do we convince 330 million people that they are simultaneously the most like hyper individualistic people that also are the most servile? They will literally get you killed, you fucking moron. You're not talking to me, I hope. They are, though he's not wrong. Everyone knows how cops act, so why would you deliberately not cooperate? Brother, we are currently talking about how police should behave. Knowing how they behave does not mean you can justify how they behave. It is insane to me. Fucking insane. It's so bizarre to see how people act towards cops when you aren't a minority. Why would you ever fight back against someone who can legally kill you, lol? Also, we're forgetting that he did submit. Like, he actually tried to submit to a dude who had a gun trained on him from the jump. Oh my God, everyone is so fucking servile. Everyone is so goddamn submissive and ready to fucking be like, nope, I defend authority no matter what, no matter who's doing it. Even when authority's doing it to another figure of authority. They tased him 4 times while he was on the ground, saying, I'm cooperating. His hands were cuffed behind his back. When did he cooperate? He was screaming that he won't get on the ground. Brother, they put him on the ground and they tased him 4 times. He kept saying, grab my ID from my pocket. What more could he have done? You should not have to get on the ground because a cop said so. Like, it makes no goddamn sense. What the fuck do you mean? Pretty stupid to ignore instructions? Stop. No, I think people are trying to trigger me, right? I'm losing my mind. Oh my God. Oh my God. There's no way this many people think it's totally just for a fucking piece of shit with like 3 minutes of training to just roll up to you and bust out the fucking service weapon and just be like, get the fuck on the ground now. Like, oh my God, what is happening? What is happening? Brother, what are you saying? Okay, I have a gun. I walk up to you and I say, take your fucking pants off or suck my cock. If you ignore my instructions, you're gonna die. Pretty stupid not to suck my cock then, is that, don't you think? Because this situation that I'm presenting to you is no different than what the cop is doing. There is no excuse for what you're describing. There's no way in hell that you are genuinely making a might is right argument, especially when police have a monopoly of violence. What the fuck? I have a strong suspicion we had the same argument 3 years ago. Chatters who've never gotten in a fight or arrested, like when someone hits you and you're on the ground, the natural reaction is to recoil and try to cover your head. Just light being handcuffed, especially if your wide shoulders are incredibly uncomfortable, can easily make you have a panic attack. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand. Resisting arrest is a bullshit fucking charge usually. It is just a tack on. You want to know why? Because handcuffs are designed in a way for your body to contort in a way that it doesn't want to. So automatically, naturally, you flinch at that position, that you don't want to be in that position. They are not comfortable at all, which is precisely the reason why when people go, oh, I'm adding on a resisting arrest here, it's like, bitch, no, you're not. I'm trying to cooperate. The logical conclusion that chatters are genuinely presenting here is that if a cop comes up to you or anyone with a gun comes up to you and says, suck my cock right now, then they're in the right. If you don't suck their cock and they shoot you in the fucking face, you're in the wrong because they had a gun and you should have sucked their cock immediately. I'm losing my fucking mind. Police defenders basically identified the one point where the dude made a mistake and decided that whatever else happened to him after that was justified because he made a mistake. You have your rights, but they don't exist to get you paid after you've cooperated with injustice. The only person that made a mistake there is not the dude being like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm an agent of the ATF. The person making a mistake in that situation is the cop that came in with his gun drawn. What are we talking about? No, I will stand on this business here. That's insane. Dude, we will never get police reform. This is the reason why, regardless of all the fucking commentary I do on this subject, I'm always shocked. Whenever I talk about criminal justice reform or whenever I talk about policing in this country, there are always dumb motherfuckers in here who will defend the police unconditionally under any circumstance. It is so wild to me. And people will do this no matter what because they're so fucking brainwashed to be like, nope, that's a position of authority. Shut the fuck up. They have to fucking listen. I don't get it. It's a bad advice to tell people to resist. It's likely to get you killed. I'm not telling people to fucking resist cops, dumbasses. The fuck are you talking about? Dude, he was not resisting. What the fuck are you talking about? Did we watch the same fucking video? Hello?
See some ID, get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Do you think that this is a normal way to interact?
Get on the ground!
He says, what's your deal? I'm a fucking federal law enforcement officer. He also gave his ID to the woman who called the cops. I'm shocked so many chatters in this community is actually saying this. I thought Americans were gun-wielding badasses, but I guess as soon as they have badges, they become submissive. Yeah, it's also funny because this is like the same fucking community that also has a bunch of fucking LARPers who are like, trans people need to arm themselves immediately, okay? Immediately. You need to get your own guns up. Like, you need to get your guns and resist the fascism. We're going to crush fascism. Unless it's a cop doing the fascism, in which case you better be submissive and breedable. You better fucking submit yourself immediately. Under no circumstances do cops actually do the wrong thing, really. It's totally fucking valid for the cop to come up with his gun out. Half of the American cuisine is just boot. Yeah. There's a lot of people in this community that have no fucking way of like analyzing the situation where the cop coming in hot with his service weapon drawn is incorrect. Like, that is unacceptable. The fuck are you doing? In your suck my cock, I have a gun scenario, what are you suggesting I do? The funniest problem is, like, let's say I come up to you, I say, suck my cock, I have a gun. You don't suck my cock, so I beat the shit out of you and I fucking tase you on the ground. Do you think I'm in the right still? Or do you think you're in the right? Because you didn't suck my cock. Because you're defending the guy who's saying, suck my cock, I have a gun. You're victim blaming. That's what you're doing. Getting on the ground is not saying the cop with the drawn weapon is right. Okay, so why the fuck are you telling me that the guy is in the wrong for not getting on the ground? You only think he's in the wrong for not immediately getting on the ground because you think the cop with the gun drawn is right for coming in with his gun drawn. You have to listen to every single thing that the person says at that point. It is ridiculous. I know a lot of people will try to hit me with the, oh, you're so privileged. It's like, first of all, unlike many of you who are talking here, I have been arrested and I have had many guns drawn on me by police and special weapons and tactics people. So shut the fuck up. The person with the power in this circumstance is the cop. He has a gun. He has the capacity to fucking, oh, you're so cool. No, I'm not saying that because I'm trying to be fucking cool. I don't think it's cool at all. The guy who needs to be de-escalating in the situation is the guy with the gun, not the guy who's on the receiving end of the barrel. That person is not in the wrong for saying, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm a law enforcement officer. I'm a federal agent. The notion that you have this part of your brain that goes, no, you have to de-escalate against the cop by immediately sucking pavement is idiotic. Under no circumstance do you actually have to do that. And in a normal world, if you weren't so Ameri-brained, you would see that reality. But because so many people are so conditioned in this situation that they just go, oh, no, you have to. What the fuck do you mean? Sorry, he was having a bad day, so now you get the fucking, now you're gonna get tased. I think people don't understand how fucking completely terrifying it is to be in a situation like this. You literally think you're gonna die, so your natural instinct is resistance. No, in that situation, he's not even resisting. He's literally saying, like, he's talking to another human being, and chatters are like, no, you don't understand. Cops aren't human beings. So, like, of course, it's RoboCop time. So you have to get on the ground. He wasn't complying. He has papers in his hands. No, the fucking ATF agent is not guilty here under any circumstance. You're delusional if you think so. I'm sorry. Chatters aren't talking about what's right and wrong morally. They're talking about what people should do to not die. Yeah, dude, I know. George Floyd, for example, shouldn't have resisted, right? He shouldn't have resisted. Why did he resist the cop? That's why he died, right? You're right. They're just saying, like, in order to survive, George Floyd should have not resisted. In order to survive, that is. Do you genuinely believe that? Or do you think it was the cop that was in the wrong there? It's because people derive satisfaction from other people receiving police brutality, so they're trying to rationalize their otherwise dissonant enjoyment of seeming comeuppance, but in a woke and radical way. Both can be true, man. What? Literally, what are you saying now? Oh my God. Americans love mocking the British for dick riding the royal family, then talk like this about cops. Yeah, same level of fucking inbreeding, honestly. Smaller pay grade, too. You want hogs, boss? Your long-term subs are the hogs. Yeah. Haas, I love you, but you're wrong in this case. No, you're right, man. Cops are actually in the right in this situation. The guy should have just gotten on the fucking ground immediately instead of trying to talk to the cop and inform him that he is a law enforcement officer with the federal agent with alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. You're so right. I'm so wrong. I think people are really desperate for some kind of fucking human interaction from their favorite streamer that they've just literally dropped all. This socialism shit is over, okay? Once I get a crumb of attention from my streamer, I'm dropping the socialism shit. Daniel Shaver killed in a hallway in his hotel room, outside of his hotel room. Why? Well, he didn't really follow. He didn't really comply. They told Daniel Shaver to get on the ground. They told Daniel Shaver to crawl over to the cops. Well, he wasn't crawling over to the cops fast enough, so they fucking lasered him. Philando Castile, legal gun owner, did the responsible thing, told the officer that he had a gun. Geronimo Yanez had different ideas that day. Said the car smelled like marijuana, shot him and killed him. You can find a way to call any police altercation and claim that the other side bears responsibility. It doesn't work that way. If you have the gun and you have the legal right to be able to take someone's life and also, if not take their life, detain them indefinitely, if you have the power to be able to rob them of their freedom, you have an incredibly high bar to clear. And the fact that cops don't have that high bar and don't get that training and don't actually care about the fucking de-escalation is unimaginable. But it becomes infinitely more imaginable when I see a community of supposed progressive people defending this situation. You're doing disgusting stuff now. No one is saying the cop is in the right. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't think Chad is saying police is in the right. The obeying order part isn't the bad part. Is the cop abusing his power? Of course, the police dude need to chill the fuck out and de-escalate. But once the ATF dude realizes the cop is insane, you go along to preserve yourself. Okay, I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm losing my mind. What is happening right now? What is going on? Do you wish for every single person to literally be the unimaginably perfect victim in every circumstance? Because this is as close as you can get to being a perfect victim. If you are saying the cop was in the wrong, but the guy surely should have just like gotten on the ground immediately, then honestly, you are a defender of police brutality. There are instances where you defend it. It is a very cowardly way to go about it, but your principles are completely out of whack. Hasan Chatter's right, most likely POC. You are arguing, I think they're arguing survival. Now we're fantasizing about the POC background of individual chatters. Like, oh, that person is a person of color. First of all, being a person of color does not make you infallible or correct in every fucking argument, even as it pertains to police brutality. Why the fuck do I even have any kind of educational a goal here? It's just like, yeah, I can't ever teach someone principles on any issue. If they are already a person of color, then they know it already. Like, that's ridiculous. You are currently defending police misconduct, whether you recognize it or not, but in a woke way. It's wild to assume that this cop would actually cease his hostility if the guy immediately got on the ground, especially because he literally did get on the ground and they tased him on the ground while he was handcuffed. You are so fucking stupid for even trying to offer a fraction of charitability to this pig fucker. You're dumb as fuck. You have pig fucker brain. Hasan is saying get shot by the cops. And now you have schizophrenic dipshits who are arguing on your favor. Look, there you go. Treating a cop like he's a fucking natural phenomenon is insane. You keep trying to put the dissenters in a position where they're defending the cop because you are defending the cop, you fucking idiot. Whether you realize it or not, you are defending the fucking cop. When you say, when a cop comes up to you in this circumstance, you're supposed to get down on the ground. Even if they beat the shit out of you after that, you got down on the ground and tase you after you communicated to them that you have a medical condition and told them to grab your fucking ID from your back pocket. They still arrest you and shove you in the back of a cop car. You should have just complied. Is defending the cops. Whether you recognize it in that moment or not, you are still defending the cop. You don't think you are in your mind. You think you're just simply shooting the shit. You think you're simply debating. I mean, you are debating. You're debating on behalf of the cop. That's not a defense of the cop. It's an understanding of the reality of the situation, a reality that is hell away from things how should happen. No, that is a defense of the cop, whether you recognize it or not. You are literally doing that. Sorry, you are doing that. You should stop doing that immediately. No. That is precisely how people defend police brutality. You are defending police brutality, whether you recognize it in this moment or not, you are defending it because you're saying that police are an unstoppable violent force. This is why there is a concept called suicide by cop. You are literally, whether you recognize it or not, defending police's actions by saying, of course they're going to be violent and abhorrent. You should have survivability instincts kicking in this circumstance. No, it is a defense of the cop, whether you recognize it or not, because you are legitimizing the monopoly of violence that they hold by claiming, well, they hold a monopoly of violence, so you should just shut the fuck up and get on the ground, which he did, and he still got his fucking ass beat. That's it. That's the point. So the correct action was to continue resisting the cops' directions. Oh my God. Nah, it's done. It's done. It's over. No, this is so bad. Everything I've done is in vain. I've developed an entire community of people who are just like trying to outwoke people, I guess, or trying to outdebate people. I should have never even debated any of those other two fucking chatters the other day. Immediately. Only anarchist take. This is not an anarchist take at all. You're literally looking at a cop like it's a fucking grizzly bear. It's a human being behind that gun. Sana's not saying don't listen to someone pointing a gun at you. He's saying the person pointing a gun at you is bad. Yeah. But people are still like, yeah, they're bad, but you should like literally comply for survival. Okay, he did. He still got his ass beat. You're only bringing that up because there is something inside of you that desperately still wants to believe that the structure is not fundamentally fucking flawed. That yes, ultimately, like they're behaving like violent animals, but like that should be expected because that's what they are. That's just the reality. I'm just being a realist here. No, you ultimately are still using survivability as a means to offer a little bit of fucking credence to the violent actions of the police in that circumstance.
Why would you make us do this?
I didn't want you to. I wanted to. Wait.
No, you knew what you were doing.
Sir, calm down.
Why'd you make us do this? You knew what you were doing. Chat's like, yeah, he did. Listen to the cops because you agree with him, you know?
No, I was trying to give you my creds. You didn't let me show them to you.
Never once tried.
I did.
Get in the car.
Wait.
Now!
Have a seat. Please. Wait, I gotta breathe.
Okay,
please, sir, let me breathe.
Sit down and breathe.
Let me breathe.
I think if he wasn't an ATF guy, but a black dude, the chat would never say this. I'm just going to say it. Low key, a lot of people are like, well, he's like a white guy and an ATF agent. You would never in a million fucking years, you would have to drop your leftist credential at the fucking door in that situation. So suck my fucking dick. Some of you dumb bitches still have that brain broken liberalism in your goddamn heads. Ain't no fucking way would you ever in a million fucking years dare to make the same fucking argument.
Our thoughts on the matter? Well, as evident from the footage without a shadow of a doubt, the officer's behavior is anything but constitutional in this case.
Reactionary YouTubers have a better take almost
Of aggression. But to give them a little benefit of the doubt, honestly,
no.
Both parties involved are guilty to some extent.
This is what sparked it, because I fucking said this YouTuber's in the wrong for saying giving the cops a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. Both parties are a little guilty. It's like, no, they're not. No, they're not.
And Burke could have easily handled the entire
So you, as a chatter who's 35 fucking months subscribed to me, have the same take as an AI voice-generated YouTube channel that churns out right-wing bootlicking propaganda.
For sure.
Sorry, I'm not giving the benefit of the doubt to the guy who was fucking tasing this dude when the handcuffs were slapped on him. And yeah, remember, they do this to cops, other white cops. If you think that that's acceptable in this situation, well, that's precisely the reason why a lot of people see it totally acceptable for black people. If a police force this untrained, this lacking accountability can do this to a fucking ATF agent, then what do you think they're doing to black people? The reason why I brought up Daniel Shaver is because nobody attended Daniel Shaver's funeral except for his family and one group. That group was Black Lives Matter, because Black Lives Matter understood that police that kill white people unjustly are still absolutely going to kill black people unjustly as well. That's the reason why Black Lives Matter wasn't just about police killing black people and that it's totally fine to kill white people in the hands of the police. It was about police brutality.